Let's see if this thing is working. Well, let's see if this thing is working. Uh, Try to pull it up on my end since I don't have a moderator. Uh, Hello, anybody there? Well, anybody that's there. Uh, yeah, probably won't have a moderator tonight because this is going later than I intended for me to start this. Uh, way, way later. Uh, that's okay. Uh, get started. I'm kind of trying to, as you'll probably tell by the title of the Unwatched. Um, this was the title of kind of a thing I had going on my alternate channel. Um, the Beast of Carabinor is my alternate channel, and it was the title of streams I had over there. Um, I'm kind of trying to bring it back since I'm trying to get back into streaming, and I figured, what the heck, I just like the title. It was something that a friend of mine and I came up with since nobody ever watched, and I figured get a kick out of it. And I have, and as you can tell by the thumbnail, I have no idea what in the world I'm doing. I'm basically just gonna post whatever. Basically, just gonna wing it here. Figure go into a few funny little things that have popped up, and if anybody pops in the chat or anything, it'd be fun to talk to people. And anybody has any suggestions what to look up, I can go for that. Excuse me. But I had some weird news stuff that popped up that I like. I like looking over weird news. Um, let's see if I can get this to pop up. This was this was from a day ago. Um, Let me get this to pull up on the screen, if it will allow me to. Um, Share screen. Yes, I want to share that. Alrighty. Ontario police do not bring grenades to police stations. This has a listen to the article, but I prefer to read it. Good Lord. July 13th, police in Ontario are reminding residents not to bring explosives to police stations after an unexploded World War II grenade was turned in at an Ottawa station. The Ontario Provincial Police said a resident brought the grenade to the OPP detachment in Ottawa on Friday. The OPP would like to remind the public that if you find such items, please do not transport them to your local police station. OPP East Region wrote on social media. This could obviously prove extremely dangerous to the person bringing the item and others around. Officials recommend that residents instead leave any explosives where they are found and report the location to authorities. Police will arrange for their explosives disposal unit to attend to safely discard the items. The item, the post said. I, just I don't. I'd just about give anything to see the look on the face of the officers whenever they when the person that showed up that had that. Just want to see their eyes bug out on that one. Ooh, here's a different one we can go for. Bear Steel, Bear Steel golf clubs from Cardam, British Columbia. Course, British Columbia golf course. Golfer, British Columbia. Course capture video of bear stealing bag of clubs from golf cart and carrying it away. The video. Seven. Bear taking golf bag off cart, Golden Eagle Golf Club and Fit Meadows, and dragging it off the course to where a second bear is waiting. Those are my clubs. A person can be heard saying in the video, put them back. Another voice demands. It was unclear whether the golfer was able to get. Well, let's see if the video pops.
Check this out. A golfer captured video of a bear running off with.
Oh, come on.
The golf bag over the weekend. Oh boy, this happened at Golden Eagle Golf Club in Pitt Meadows.
Get the little thing to go away. Why won't it go away? Well, let's try it again. I am having nothing but technical errors on that part.
Check this out. A golfer captured video of a bear running off with a golf bag over the weekend. Oh boy, this happened at Golden Eagle Golf Club in Pitt Meadows. The bear drags the bag into the bushes, likely trying to find a safe place to search it for snacks. You can even see another bear nearby, making it a family affair.
Just simple little things. Mostly I'm killing time, no offense, but killing time, hoping that I do have one moderator that might show up. I mean, no offense by that, but I do have one moderator that might have a chance of coming. Let's see. I'm going to stop here for a moment because I do have a few other things. There is a few things I wanted to look up that, I mean, not look up, I wanted to pull up, but kind of let's see if I could see if it'll show up. But anyways, yeah, I'm mostly trying to get back in the swing of things. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been streaming on YouTube. And, I'm out of whack on this. And, trying to get back in the swing of it. Let's see. No, that was not it. Sorry, ooh. Let's share this one. This is not so much funny, but it is fascinating. Well, at least it's fascinating to me, and hopefully it'll interest anybody else that may pop up in this. Because, well, you got oh, go away, little pop-up thing. You got I'm fascinated by corpse flowers. I've wanted to see one in person other than the smell because, well, obviously, horrifying stench. Um, but yet, of course, like I says, thousands flock to see. And this is on the Guardian, by the way. Thousands flock to see a brief and rare blooming of corpse flowers in California. The chanted visitors for the hours see two largest. I mean, look at the size of these things. Two corpse flowers have bloomed in Southern California. A research institute where thousands of visitors had the rare chance to watch two of the world's largest and most odorous plants flowering at the same time. Two Titan Ormus, Ormus, whatever, I can't pronounce it. I can't pronounce any of that. Orders, I, I am absolutely terrible with names and words. I have no ability to enunciate. I am so sorry. Odorisius, I guess, and Od- Odora, I don't know, I guess, attracted more than 7,000 people on Monday at the Huntington Library, Art Museum, and Botanical Gardens in San Marino, about 12 miles from downtown Los Angeles. After they bloomed over the weekend, each bloom lasts about 24 to 48 hours. So once the towering plants began unfurling, the staff at the research facility notified the public on Sunday afternoon that corpse flowers reached their peak overnight before slowly starting to close the following day. Visitors still got a chance to see the fleeting spectacle on Monday. They were enchanted by it, said Brandon Tam, curator of the Huntington Orchid Collection. People who lined up for 3 hours in our line just to see the corpse flowers for just a few minutes. Look at those things. I mean, look at this. People were curious. People were inspired. Tam said people started to fall in love if they haven't already been falling in love with plants because of this poster child of a plant that has led people to better understand that plants have a life of their own. The excitement took over the space so much so that advanced tickets sold out by late Monday morning. The corpse flowers will be on display until early August. The Titan of Rome, I guess. I wish I had a thing where I could click and it would pronounce it. Um, Called corpse flower is famous for producing a pungent odor resembling rotting flesh. The smell attracts carrion beetles and, and flesh flies, which pollinate the endangered plant. The plant is a native of Western Sumatra, Indonesia. Don't let the name fool you. The corpse flower is not a single flower, but a giant flowering structure composed of hundreds of tiny blooms. It can grow more than 12 feet tall, and once its brief flowering ends, collapses before entering a dormant period that can last years. At Huntington, Titan arums have been cultivated for more than 25 years. It currently has more than 43 mature specimens, many coming from a plant successfully pollinated in 2002. In 2002, we pollinated a corpse flower which produced hundreds of fruits and therefore hundreds of seeds that we would propagate. Tam said the seedlings were also shared with other botanical gardens in the U.S. to help conserve the endangered species, of which fewer than 1,000 are believed to remain in the wild. I mean, I'd love to see one in person, and then I get past the stench. I believe there's one that they're looking that might be coming up soon to pop in Florida, and I'm kind of wanting to see that. Um, let's see. Let's see. I mean, I'm always looking. Let's see. Where to see? Uh, no, I'm not going to do that for you. No, I'm, no, I'm not going to click your stuff. No, 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 no. No, I don't think so. I'm not going to pay for your paywall. You can, you can go away on that. Um, yeah, I know. I know people out there with let's see, what is the other thing? Anyways, I'm probably not going to make this too long of a stream because I got an early day ahead of me tomorrow. But mostly, I'm just trying to make sure all my settings are working because and make sure I get this all started up again just right. Um, and it appears it works. I don't know anybody wants me to go over where poor Taco Bell is getting run through the ringer. People are trying to blame Taco Bell for explosive diarrhea because of the parasite that's going around. I mean, poor Taco Bell's catching strays. But Ooh, no, 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 no. I'm not touching that article, although the title of it's funny. Uh, uh, um, there's a article on here titled "Spermageddon." I'm not touching that. Although if one of my mods was here, he'd probably demand that I did, just because it's funny. Uh, ooh, that's a ballsy move. Chipotle. Uh, no, no, I'm not going to go into that Chipotle article. Uh, yeah, I'm trying to find something at least funny or interesting, but it's kind of a slow day for that. I don't really want to go over world trying to burst into flames, you know? Both figuratively and literally. And like I said, I don't really want to read a Men's Health thing that says spermageddon the world's men is the world facing a male reproductive crisis. I just don't want to read an article on that. Okay, it's just funny title. I just don't really want to read an article on that. It just doesn't fit the tone. Um, mm, I don't have. All right. Uh, Anything here? Um, let's see. Um, I would ask if anybody wanted to see a thing on hallucinogenic mushrooms. Uh, I had all sorts of things up top, but unfortunately, I had a power blink and I lost everything. So it reset all this just before the stream. So I'm kind of having to wing it here. And that's what I get for doing stuff in bad weather. Uh, oh, we could try this. Uh, this is kind of a fun. This might be a fun article. Share screen. Excuse me. Beware tasty mushrooms with a powerful hallucinogen. Anyone eating Lenmoa Asi- Asiatica could have visions for days of tiny people running and jumping around. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to eat mushrooms that look like that. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. Asiatica is a bullet mushroom prized for its delicious taste and hugely popular in Yunnan, Pop, Yunnan, Yunnan province in China. Yunnan province, China, where it is found growing in a symbiotic relationship with pine trees. But anyone eating the mushrooms needs to be careful because it also gives hallucinations of lots of tiny people about 2 centimeters tall wearing brightly colored clothes, all jumping, running, climbing, and being generally playful, but in a normal real world setting. The hallucinations are reminiscent of the small people in the hit BBC series Small Prophets, although without their physical, although without their psychic powers. Despite the powerful visions it brings, Lanmoa is completely unrelated to psilocybes, whatever, or magic mushrooms, which give wide-ranging hallucinations for a few hours, triggered by the chemical, yeah, psilocybin. The hallucinogenic substance in Linmoa remains unknown, although Colin de Manower, whatever, at the University of Utah is researching it. What is known is that the visions always feature tiny people and can last for days, and that the hallucinogen can be destroyed by cooking the mushroom for 15 minutes before eating. Aside from Yannan, Yannan, I wish I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Like I said, I'm terrible with names and stuff. In China, Lanmoa, whatever, Asiatica has only ever been found in one other location, the Philippines. Yeah, I still, maybe it's just me, but I'm not going to just walk up and randomly eat mushrooms I find on the forest floor. I don't care. I'm just gonna. Oh, it looks fine. I'll just pop it in my mouth and hope for the best. Just not happening. No, 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 no. I have rules against that. Uh, let's see. You have this, which is questioning whether we can humans can hibernate their way to Mars. Um, you have um, mm, let's see. Let's go to tech. Maybe there's something interesting in there. Um, yeah, maybe there's something fun in tech that we can look at. Maybe something new with the printers. Oh, yeah. Speaking of printers, I just got new hot end ordered, so I'm looking forward to that showing up for my printer. So it should be here in a couple days. I'm gonna order me some filament. I want to get started on my stuff for Halloween. Start printing up and get ready to get stockpiling on it so I can get my decorations. Um, hmm. Let's see. Um, yeah, everybody knows that I went over this and I still don't like it. I'm telling you, it's like I did my last dream. I was. I'm not gonna give you my email, but I went over it in my last stream where they are just. It's they are where they're taking it too far. Where they removed everybody's. That's what I wanted to go into. Let me pull this up. Screw this. We've been doing a little bit of the fun stuff. This is something that ticks me off. Okay. Now, it's something that makes absolutely no damn sense. Okay. Now, with stuff like that, where everything going digital, where they want to force you to go digital and stuff, they can instantly say, "Well, you don't actually own it. You just own a license to it. You don't actually own the property," which is crap. Everybody knows it's crap. But then you have a different problem. Now you have something worse. You have something called, but then you have where you have Xbox is going through and they're saying, well, they're about to start up the program where you can do physical to digital, where you stick in a disc and it will read it and it'll give you a permanent digital license to it until that disc is stuck in a different Xbox, and then that license is removed from your account and moved over to the other one, unless it's still on your account. Where, let's say something happened to your Xbox, and as long as it's still attached to your Xbox Live account, it'll still carry over. But if it goes like you, but instead, let's say you went to say you you gave it to a friend or something. Well, now it's on theirs. And it just keeps going back and forth, so you don't have that endless loop. But at any point, they could just say, no, 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 no longer does it count anymore. The digital doesn't count anymore. We're just going to rip it away. It's sort of like Sony did with their movies. Sony could all of a sudden say, well, you just have a license to it, to the game. Sort of like with the cars, where you have like BMW, you have to pay for a service. You have to pay for heated seats. It's just not automatic anymore. And don't think you're safe anymore with physical media anymore either, with like movies and stuff. Just like you're not safe with the car. Well, heated seats are already installed in your car, but for them to activate in the BMW, you have to pay for the service. Sort of like OnStar in your car. Well, not, you don't have to use OnStar, but what happens when they say you can't start your car because they decide to say, nah? But here's something. Now, you go through, and now um, we're going to ignore all that stuff. Do you own your games or not? Do you own your movies or not? All right. I got a better question. Do you own your house or not? That's the ultimate question because property tax. You bought your house. Now, now mind you, the property tax, I'm going to pull it up. What is property tax for? And I'm going to share it. And it's going to give you a simple AI overview. Okay. And we'll, we'll, we'll flip the, as much as I hate it, all right, and we'll do it for, let me get this to full of, come on. Come on. Come on. Load it up. Please. Come on. Please. I've already clicked it twice. Sorry about this. Share screen. Getting derailed. Okay. You have the simple question with what is property tax used for? Property tax is primarily property taxes primarily fund local government operations, with the vast majority of revenue dedicated to public education, typically 40 to 50% of your bill, followed by local infrastructure and emergency services. Okay, now that's really, really laughable. So it funds education, public safety, fire and rescue, public works, community services, county and city administration, which that can burn in hell for where I live, um, because we're because I'm not in Rutherford County, uh, and it goes on and on. The thing is, they if he keeps you you bought the property, but now you must keep paying for the said property that you already own. Okay, you are still paying for it. It's telling you you must pay for it, even though you bought it. Even after you finish paying for it, you have completely paid for it, but you must continue to pay for it. So do you own it or not? It's not going anywhere. It's not moving anywhere. Now, it'd be one thing if you sold it, then I'd see where, all right, well, you sold the place, so now you have to pay tax on it. But you're not selling. And, oh, the two biggest insults to injury on this one for where I live, because I don't live in Laverne or Rutherford County, but where I live, the two biggest insults um, are public works when it talks about paying for road paving, pothole repair, and stuff like that, and then county and city administration. Those two can go straight to hell. Okay, so they can just go straight to hell. They never do this one. They never do the public works part. And the city administration is so overpaid, and there's too damn many of them, and we can't get rid of them. Okay, way too many of them. But that is a story for another time if anybody ever wants to go into it. But the reason I bring all this up is because I don't know if it's. I'm going to see if I can get it to share this tab instead. While I was looking at that, and although, and yes, I am in Tennessee, just not in Laverne. Um, there's property tax on vehicles. Do you even own your car? Do you even own your car? You bought your car, but do you own your car? Property tax, none. You are not charged on a personal vehicle property tax on your vehicle. Hmm. Registration wheel tax. You will pay a standard flat fee in Tennessee title and registration taxes in your county clerk office, the neighboring metro Nashville for the. Well, but the thing is, I'm not going to mention where I'm at. No, I'm not there. But that right there, that is painful right there. Just ouch. I do not envy them, but I do not envy them at all because that sucks. But at least I can say this: if you don't drive the car, you don't have to pay registration and wheel tax. It can just sit in your driveway. But why? Oh, why? But in some states, like Virginia, and this is the most atrocious thing, Virginia, which I saw, you have to pay for both. You have to pay for both registration on the vehicle and property tax on the vehicle. So you get bent over both ways. But it, but like it says here, it is a property tax. The vehicle property tax is an annual levy based on your car's value. Well, I hope you're driving a junker. Because you're going to get shafted. Good Lord. I mean, man, that makes this look reasonable. I mean, ouch. Just mother of mercy. But do you own anything anymore? Whatever, you have to pay a property tax on your house. You have to pay a property tax on your car. They want to tax this. They want to tax that. You get taxed everything into oblivion. Uh, you already paid a sales tax when you purchased the car. You pay an income tax whenever for working. You pay us, and oh, don't forget the death tax when you die. That's fun. That makes sense. Uh, just they get you coming and going. Well, almost. No, wait. No. They'll probably find a way. Oh, you just had a child. Well, here you have to pay a tax on it. How many pounds was it? We're gonna pay. We're gonna tax you about a pound. Um, it's just so messed up. And to think, in the 1700s, we went to war with England over 3 cents. We literally went to war with England over 3 cents. I mean, there was other reasons, but still, just come on, man. Let's find something funny to look at. Um, as I can't keep looking at stuff like that, it's just gonna make me angry. Um, it's either angry or depressing. I can't tell which anymore. Uh, Mm, this. Yeah. Um, hmm. No, 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 no. I meant. I'm trying to look up. Um, oh, well, here we go. Here's some stupidity. This actually could. This blunder could actually come and hurt me. Maybe. I don't know. And of course, it comes from a lovely state that needs to be cut off while we can before it hurts us all. Yep. Don't repeat New York's 3D printing blunder. This year, the state of New York had the dubious honor of being the first to pass a controversial provision to mandate all 3D printers come with surveillance and censorship. That means not only is there a ticking clock protect this, to protect every artist, research, engineer, researcher, engineer, and hobbyist in the state, but there is a real risk of other states thoughtlessly following suit. Prior to the New York rules even taking effect, we, along with many other experts, already warned about this bill buried in the state's crowded budget process. Hundreds of our supporters and 3D printing enthusiasts in New York reached out to their representatives hoping to kill this farcical bill while there were some welcome amendments in response to the outcry. Albany passed it anyway. It might well be it might be well intentioned, but bills like these sell a fantasy that can only have an untold negative impact on the privacy, free expression, and consumer rights of anyone using these general purpose devices. Behind the banner of reducing gun violence, which is nearly always committed with commercial firearms, New York lawmakers have passed draconian legislation that will let manufacturers lock in users and collect their data. Now that the bill has passed and been signed by Governor Hochul, because she's a moron, yeah, she is she's a complete and total moron. Let's look at two important ways the final legislation changed since we last wrote about it, and why states like California shouldn't make the same. Oh, California's going to do worse. I don't know why you think they aren't going to. And Virginia. Oh, Virginia's even worse than California. And you in New York. Reduced risk for lawful file lawful file sharing. The New York bill includes language that criminalizes access to firearm print files, a proposal correctly dropped by States like Colorado due to First Amendment concerns. While this made it through to the past legislation, a few wins were still gained. Originally, the legislation threatened felony charges for the storing and sharing of files, potentially impacting researchers, artists, and journalists with no intention of printing firearm components. These charges were downgraded to a Class A misdemeanor. Two provisions criminalized file sharing. The first of the two provisions criminalizing the file sharing, which pertains to the sale or distribution of files in the state, gained an important exception for when a sender has a reasonable belief that their recipient won't illegally print these components. However, the second provision pertaining to criminalizing file possession complicates this. Under 2.12 of the subpart, people who possess the file with intent to share the files do not clearly get this same reasonable belief exception. In other words, if you share one of these files, the actual sharing is covered by the exception, but the law makes it ambiguous whether possessing those same files you in, covered when you intend to share them. While this exception could have created some breathing room for researchers and journalists operating in good faith, this slapdash bill language leaves plenty of ambiguity and potential speech chilling effects. However, these changes do offer a modicum of harm reduction in this unconstitutional law. Saving face by preserving online sale. Originally, the bill had a strange requirement for all 3D printers and computer numerical control or CNC machines to be sold and delivered face to face with no exception. That would have meant a major barrier to access, particularly for people in agriculture and rural areas of the state who uniquely benefit from in home fabrication and repair. It also would have meant a major inconvenience for businesses using these devices. For everyone, though, it meant fewer retailers to choose from and facing more stigma for using these devices. Fortunately, this was dropped from the bill entirely. Next step, we find out what was actually passed. In addition to being buried in the complicated legislative process of the New York budget and avoiding proper scrutiny, this bill also kicked the can down the road in determining what exactly is being mandated. In many respects, legislators passed a vibe. We'll see how many. We'll see how the actual law be developed over the next year by working groups with no mandated transparency to the public. Further, they have no obligation to ensure consumer safeguards in developing the state mandated censorware. We had good luck on that. We are still concerned by the possibility of a biased working group acting in the interest of manufacturers or facing pressure to accept consumer harms in the standard they produce. Our remaining hope is this working group convened by the Department of State and the state university system is composed of actual experts who are aware of how unfeasible and harmful this mandate is and prevent it from becoming realized. The fight continues. New York is the first to go down this path of state mandated censorship and surveillance software on 3D printers, but it is far from the only one to entertain it. It is now more urgent that we fiercely oppose this trend in other states like California as they attempt to join the bandwagon before even seeing the real world impact. Yeah, we cannot allow this to be the foundation for future restrictions on speech and design, or to serve as a playbook for the state and corporations to wrest control over our tools. Yeah, this is something that I've been watching this stuff with I've been watching stuff with the California and New York. I've been watching more with the California one because the one in California is so poorly worded. It's more terrifying than the one out in New York, and Virginia is even scarier than that. Also, it's going to hit a lot of people haven't been paying attention. They're trying to sneak it through in Washington State. I mean, they're trying to come up with an imaginary software that's going to that you're going to basically, if you're wanting to have a that they're going to be able to put into a prayer that's going to detect your files and determine, is it a gun part? Is it a gun? Is it a gun part? So let's say here, I, you know what? I am going to show an example. I'm going to show an example right now. We're going to go to Maker World. I don't know if I can show this, but I'm going to do it anyways. Just because I want to show an example. Um, okay, this is a proper replica of the Hellboy gun. Okay, it will never fire. It will never be able to harm anything. It can never do damage to anything or anyone. It is made of plastic, but there is no way to tell that software that it is not real. It will say that it is a real gun, that it is a real firearm, that it will harm you. And under the California legislation, it would be illegal. All right. Now we're going to get something even more ludicrous. Okay. Let's see if I can find a really good example. Um, You know what? These guys will have to do here. Okay? You see what these guys have? These guys are carrying guns. They're not big, they're kind of small, you know? But that software doesn't know that. It says it's shaped like a gun. It looks like a gun. It's obviously a gun part or a gun. That software is dumb. Therefore, it's banned. Because your printer is a printer. It doesn't know any better. It knows up, down, left, right, back and forth. Up, down, left, right, back and forth. It knows the three dimensions. It moves and it you tell it where to go. It knows geometry of where it has to go, but it doesn't know any more than that. It can't determine that. It can't determine what. Not to mention, these are not big. These are little guys. You know. So you just made props illegal. Here, have a bolt gun. Completely. It's another prop. It's full size prop. It's full size replica bolt gun from Warhammer. The model is 50 centimeters in length. All parts have been split in a way that removes the need for supports on almost all of the parts. All the parts have been carefully designed to fit together perfectly with no sanding or filing needed. It'll never fire because it's incapable. It's not meant to. It's cool. It's awesome. I mean, look at that thing. But it's plastic, you know? But it'll never know. But here's another stupid thing with the California law. Now, the California law that they're trying to pass through now, 3D printing is additive manufacturing. What does that mean? You're taking your manufacturing by adding. So you're taking filament and you're adding it to it. You're adding to things by printing. You're printing it out. You're adding and building up something. Well, unfortunately, the brain dead people that wrote the California law listed CNC machines. Now, CNC machines, you don't add, you remove material. You're cutting away. And that is not additive manufacturing. That is the exact opposite. It's just that's for I as for the people that make these laws, um, breathing is not a involuntary function for them. They have to consciously tell themselves to breathe. They have to consciously tell themselves to inhale and exhale. Okay, they they really have to do that. They do not get to. They have to say inhale and exhale. They have to consciously think it. There's no way around that. They yeah, they're too dumb to exist. I but you know that's just the way they work. You just love people. See if there's any other see if there's any good news within 3D printing because that was bad news. That was only 10 hours ago, by the way, on that article talking about New York. 10 hours ago. I mean, it's insulting. It's completely insulting. Um, well, I can't really think of anything else to go on here. I mean, you, I'd like to, but I just can't. Even just running into so much stupid crap. Ooh, uh, what in the world is that? Well, anyways, I think I better call it. It's getting kind of late, and I do have an early day tomorrow. Um, Anybody who watches, I do appreciate it. I'm sorry, this hasn't been much of a stream. I will try to have a better one going soon with a moderator. I'll try to get live earlier and get my moderator with me. You never showed up, and hopefully next time I won't have everything reset on me so that I actually have everything pulled up. I mean, I really did have stuff pulled up, so I could. I had a whole bunch of articles I wanted to go over that were funny, and all of them are gone. I couldn't get them back up in time, and unfortunately, my brain does not cooperate with me all that well. So, 'cause I'm not the brightest bulb in the chandelier, but anyways, I do. I hope y'all have a good one. Please, anybody that just clicked this, I do appreciate you for checking it out. Um, what the heck am I doing? It's like the picture. What in heaven's name am I doing? Uh, for heaven's sake, what am I doing? That picture was perfect for this. But have a good one, and catch you next time.